We got a lot of comments under our last video about the Battle of Pokrovsk, joking about the city not being strategically significant for the war, and I just want to respond quickly to this. These comments tend to mock previous assessments that other cities in Donbass, like Bakhmut or Avdiivka, were or were not strategically significant around the time Ukrainian forces were pushed out of them amid heavy fighting. This is a game that both sides have played since the outset of the full-scale war, and in many wars before this. Supporters of one side do their best to minimize and downplay something bad, and the other side laughs at them for their cope. We here at the Kyiv Independent are not in the business of fighting a war of narratives, and for that reason, it's no coincidence that I didn't mention this loaded term in our video. But what is the actual answer to the question? Ukraine and Russia are locked in a brutal war of attrition, where both sides are doing their best to degrade the other side's military and in turn their ability to stay in the fight. In this grand scheme of things, the strategic significance of large urban areas like Bakhmut or Pokrovsk lies in their ability to stage favorable defensive attritional fights, where Ukraine can grind through more Russian forces relative to their own losses compared to fighting in a field or a village. On top of that, you will also have probably heard of cities like this labeled logistics hubs, as they often lie at the intersection of important transport routes. In reality though, once Russian forces get within about 15 to 20 kilometers of a city and start regularly hitting it with first-person view or FPV drones, its value as a logistics hub quickly disappears, and this happened with Pokrovsk over a year ago already. Beyond that, what matters is the attrition, Ukraine using Pokrovsk as a fortress for as long as possible to munch through Russian manpower and equipment on an industrial scale. But as those Russian pincers start to surround the city, while infiltration groups break in, that attrition ratio gets progressively worse, especially if it approaches an actual encirclement. Once we reach that point, the city has lost its strategic significance, and holding on to those last streets and buildings might not make much sense. If this is the kind of reporting you want to see from Russia's war against Ukraine, subscribe to our YouTube channel and support the Kyiv Independent. Thank you.